judgment is dealing with a menace of getting advantage on the basis of fake disability certification.
Right, but then
And which is being seriously viewed with regard to fake disability certification and taking advantage of the reservation, my lords, with regard to civil services, my lords. Recent case.
This is also a writ appeal preferred on behalf of the state government, my lord. The order passed by the Honorable Single Judge, my lord, is at page number 15, my lord. Now, my lord, we are partly aggrieved by the order passed by the Honorable Single Judge, my lord. We are only aggrieved by the observations made by the Honorable directions issued, my lord, in para 22, 23 and 24. Now, before, my lord, I advert to the facts of the case, my lord, may I just draw attention of your lordships to the relief claimed in the writ petition, my lord. If your lordships may have the writ petition, my lord, page 9 of the writ petition. My lord, this was the writ petition filed by the association, my lord, of physically disabled persons, my lord. They were aggrieved by the action of the state authorities, my lord, that the timely action for filling up of the post earmark for physically disabled persons is not being undertaken. Now, my lord, the state filed various action taken reports in the matter and data was placed on record, my lord, to show that we are taking steps, my lord, to fill up the post, my lord. Now, my lord, the issue as to whether the disability certificate is being properly issued or not, my lord, or whether, my lord, it is being issued to the non-deserving person, my lord, was not the writ petition, was not the subject matter of the writ petition, my lord. There were absolutely no pleadings in that regard, my lord, and the state's return was also not there on that point, my lord. Now, my lord, the Honorable Single Judge, my lord, considered the writ petition, my lord, and my lord has issued a direction, time-bound direction, my lord, to fill up the post, my lord. However, my lord, if your lordships may have para 17 of the petition order passed by the Honorable Single Judge, my lord, the internal page 7, my lord. My lord, this says, my lord, this Shri so-and-so further submits that several frauds are being perpetuated with the help of state machinery and disabled persons are being sidelined by those who are able to fake their disability, for which some mechanism needs to be put on place. My lord, this was the submissions made over the board, my lord. Now, my lord, the Honorable Single Judge, my lord, in para 22 issued directions, my lord, that the state will form district medical board, regional medical board, and state level medical board for determining the disability, and will also work out a mechanism to fix responsibilities of the team of specialists, that in any case variation of more than 5% is found in their certificate by higher authorities, then they shall be responsible for issuing such incorrect certificate and will have to be dealt with in accordance with disciplinary rules in the routine course, or by prescribing other methods to discourage issuance of such fraudulent certificates by taking a vested right of a deserving candidate in the hands of undeserving ones. Thus, in view of the aforesaid facts and taking into consideration the judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court in the case of Ravi Prakash Gupta, where Honorable Supreme Court has directed identification of post under Section 32 of the Act of 96 and then giving reservation under Section 33, when taken into consideration, the state appears to be duty bound to work out the backlog from 1996 and fill the post from amongst the differently abled persons strictly in accordance with the percentage provided for each of the categories. It is also expected from the state that they will not permit any fraudster to take advantage of the provisions of reservation of differently abled persons by misrepresenting themselves to be either visually impaired, hearing impaired, or orthopedically handicapped, or with other disabilities, and they will ensure that a 3-tier system of scrutiny of such differently abled person, so that one doctor may not be sufficient to issue certificate. Now, Lord, para 24, it is directed that there will be a district level committee in district hospital to issue disability certificate, which will be examined at the level of the divisional level, whereby doctors who are part of the district level committee will not be included, and a separate team will be constituted at divisional level by the divisional commissioner for physical examination and verification of the disability certificate at the district level, and then these two certificates will be verified at the level of government medical college catering to the concerned districts and divisions. These exercises will be carried out after the selection and before the appointment. Now, if your lordships may kindly have Section 57 of the Act of 2016.
Yes.
My lord, this provides, my lord, for the issue which has been dealt with by the Honorable Single Judge, my lord. Certification of specified disabilities. Guidelines for assessment of specified disabilities. The central government shall notify guidelines for the purpose of assessing the extent of specified disability in the persons. So, my lord, these guidelines are already in place. Designation of certifying authorities. The appropriate government shall designate persons having requisite qualification and experience as certifying authorities who shall be competent to issue certificate of disability. The appropriate government shall also notify jurisdiction within which the terms and conditions subject to which the certifying authority shall perform its certification process. Procedure for certification. Any person with specified disability may apply in such manner as may be prescribed by the central government to the certifying authority having jurisdiction for issuing of a certificate of disability. On receipt of an application under subsection 1, the certifying authority shall assess the disability of the concerned person in accordance with the relevant guidelines notified under section 56 and shall after my lord, these guidelines, my lord, I have placed on record along with the additional documents on record, my lord, that IA has been filed, my lord. Lord, I have placed on record the authorities also, my lord. The guidelines are, my lord, in the form of the rules formulated by the state government, my lord. And these rules are known as Madhya Pradesh Right of Person with Disability Rules, my lord. The extract copy, my lord, I have filed along with the appeal as well, my lord.
My lord,
This direction is contrary to the rule position.
my lords, may I submit, my lords?
Yeah.
These directions have to be read in the context.
Maybe
Context is no, my lords. My lords,
that way rules can't be overridden by a judgment.
no, my lords. Kindly appreciate, my lords. Give me 2 minutes, my lords, to put things in proper perspective to understand what the judgment says. Judgment is not dealing with the issuance of disability certificate. Judgment is dealing with a menace of getting advantage on the basis of fake disability certification.
Right, but then
And if your lordships may kindly come, my lords, to para 24, once again with me.
Mr. Rungta,
My
if in
lords.
case of an individual, a false declaration is made and a fake certificate is issued, does that
Yes.
mean the entire constitution of the committee has to be reframed?
No, we are not saying.
That's
The
what the
judge has
court
not
has
said
said.
so. No, my lords, kindly come to page 20, para 24 for a minute, my lords. What the judgment is aiming at and what is the direction, in fact. It is not at the time of issuance of disability certificate. This exercise has to be done after finalization of selection but before appointment. And this is inbuilt in even civil services examination rules and latest guidelines of Government of India, my lords, that after selection, because my lords would recall, my lords, there is a case which is being seriously viewed with regard to fake disability certification and taking advantage of the reservation, my lords, with regard to civil services, my lords. Recent case. In that, UPSC has also even gone to the extent of
Please read para 24.
yes, my lords. It is directed that there will be a district level committee in the district hospital to issue a disability certificate, which will be examined at the level of the divisional level, whereby doctors who are part of the district level committee will not be included, and a separate. My
Mr.
lords,
Rungta.
allow me to read further, my lords.
1 second, Mr. Rungta.
Yes.
That this is pertaining to issuance of a certificate.
My lords,
Not examining a particular person at the time of admission.
For the minute, my lords, allow me to read and then I will answer your lordship's query. Separate team will be constituted at the divisional level by the divisional commissioner for divisional level, divisional commissioner for physical examination and verification of the disability certificate at the district level, and then these two certificates will be verified at the level of the government medical college catering to the concerned district and the divisions. These exercise will be carried out after selection. My lords, kindly see this. After selection and before appointment. Now, my lords, I understand the anxiety of my learned friend and also the query posed by your lordships. My lords, the first part, my lords are posing the query about the correctness of the first part, that is the district level committee for issuance of disability certificate. Your lordships are right. I bow down that it gives a misunderstanding of the entire process. But the process was aimed at, my lords, ensuring that before appointment, but after selection, up to the date, up to the stage of selection, you can participate in the selection process on the basis of disability certificate which has been issued to you against the reservation quota. But after selection and before appointment, you have to be subjected to another disability check in order to.
Who will
My
conduct
lords,
that test?
my lords,
Who will conduct that test?
my lords, in civil service, and my lords, the latest accessibility disability assessment guidelines, I don't know which guidelines they have annexed, my lords. Latest are very latest assessment guidelines, my lords, where the government of India has also said that in the selection process for employment against reservation, you will have to again subject them to another medical board examination for disability check before appointment.
It is also there, my lord, in the state of MP, my lord, that material.
Mr. Rungta, this procedure prescribed in para 23 and 24 sets
Yes.
up a completely contrary procedure as to the rules.
My lords,
It's a
my lords
separate-
are right. My lords are right to the extent that issuance of this for the issuance of disability certificate, you can't do this. My lords are right. I bow down. But my lords,
Even for
Mr.
verification, how will this procedure apply, Mr. Rungta? How
My
does
lords,
this apply for verification? First, the district
verification.
level will verify, then a state level will verify, then center will verify.
My lords, can I say this? My lords, firstly, my lords, would my lords also not consider that there is a need for disability check by another medical board before appointment, after selection? If your lordships are not with me on that,
No, not with you is not the issue, Mr. Rungta. This is prescribing a procedure. In case there is a doubt, one can always have it verified.
no, my
from a
lords, who will raise that doubt? Who will raise that doubt? The
Then,
state machinery, my lords,
every case,
kindly,
Mr. Rungta.
no, my lords, kindly appreciate. I am telling you, your lordships, I am bringing to your lordships kind notice the
Mr.
implications of it.
One
What my lords are saying, my lords, the disability assessment guidelines, my lords may at least to this extent, my lords will have to affirm the direction, affirm the direction of the learned single judge of another disability verification before appointment after selection. It could be only another divisional level or state level, not 3-tier, what the learned single judge has said. But if your lordship says that only at the stage of objection, somebody will raise objection and then only, my lords, I'm afraid, my lords, then what will happen? And what is happening even in the current recruitment, my lords, let me bring to your lordship's kind notice. The employing authorities at the time of interview, what they are doing, they are trying to find out mildly disabled which have 40% disability certificate and trying to select them, ignoring 100%. And my lords, in the recent assistant professor recruitment in MP itself, my learned friend would correct me if I am wrong. I'm prepared to make that statement. My lords, against disability reservation, the assistant professors were appointed, and it was found that they have been appointed and have joined duty on the basis of fake disability certification. Then this Honorable High Court issued the direction for again disability check. And my lords, in Gwalior alone, 20 people were found to be appointed on the basis of fake disability certification. My lords, kindly appreciate. And therefore, and when Government of India says so, now in the disability assessment guidelines, that you will have to subject them before appointment, after selection, to another disability check. You do that. Whatever mechanism your lordships would like to provide, let them do it. At the state level at least, or divisional level, whatever way they want. But from a separate medical board, which has not issued the disability certificate. Otherwise, my lords, kindly see that Radha Kheda case, my lords, in UPSC.
Mr. Rungta,
My lords,
please understand the implication of what you are proposing.
yes,
What you are proposing is that the
yes.
certificate issued under the Disabilities Act is to be
Yes.
ignored by the appointing authority.
No, my lords, I am not.
That's what you are, that, Mr. Rungta, please understand the implication of this. You
No,
are
my lords,
saying
it will not be ignored. It will not be ignored, my lords.
1 second.
Yes,
Somebody, let's look at the practical aspect.
yes, my lords.
Has a certificate issued under the rules and the act.
Yes,
He applies for an employment.
yes,
Now, what you are suggesting is that you may have a certificate, but the
yes.
appointing authority will again subject you to a fresh scrutiny.
After
And
selection,
you-
after selection, after selection.
Not after selection, before appointment, after selection, that means the certificate is of no consequence.
No, my lords, it is.
What is the value of that certificate?
No, my lords. Even in civil service, my lords, forgive me for saying so. My lords, what my lords are saying, that would mean that even in civil services examination rules, where similar process has been adopted before appointment and after selection or disability check, that is, my lords, kindly appreciate.
What's the process, Mr. Rungta? What's the process of the civil services rule?
My lords, give me a day because I cannot screen share, otherwise I have it readily available.
You tell us, we'll take it down, we'll take it from the net.
My lords, may have any civil services examination rules, latest civil services examination rules of 2024, I think, or 23, my lords. Give me a minute, my lords. 23. In that, in the meantime, my colleagues are taking out the print, my lords. But let me, in the meantime, apprise your lordships what is the procedure that they have laid down. My lords, they have laid down a procedure where after they are shortlisted and selected, UPSC sends them to a medical board constituted at Sabdarjung. This is the first medical board according to them, and Sabdarjung medical board examines their disability. If they find that the disability as certified in the disability certificate is wrong, and they have an opinion otherwise about their disability, they will give their report. Then this candidate has a right of appeal to another medical board, which is AIMS. That medical board will then, if the candidate prefers an appeal, that candidate has a right to be examined again by that appellate medical board. And if in the appellate medical board, the opinion of the Sabdarjung medical board, the first medical board, is found to be incorrect, then the disability certificate will be implemented, and he will be given the benefit of reservation. That is the procedure laid down in civil service examination rules, not from today, from 2007 onwards, and they are following it now. And the latest being the disability assessment guidelines issued by the Government of India, my lords. Disability, which is issued on 12th of March 2024, my lords, which also provides the another verification of disability by another medical board before appointment. So, my lords, it's not that the learned single judge has done something which is contrary to the objects and spirit of the rules and act. And it is now rampant, my lords, misuse against the reservation, my lords. And this is acting against the seriously disabled persons. I can, my lords, we have made a complaint in the current recruitment exercise which is being undertaken in compliance of this judgment. My lords, in Tikamgarh, only 4 days before, a person who was claiming to be blind, having declared 40% blind, though 40% degree is immaterial in terms of the definition, lords, was being sought to be appointed. And the seriously disabled 100% blind were denied even interview, my lords.
1 second, Mr. Rungta. Mr. Rungta, there is no such stipulation in the UPSC examination rule, elective selection rule.
No, my lords, civil service examination rules, my lords, are looking at.
Yes, 2024. All it says is you may be subjected to a further examination.
No, my lords.
Either prescribed before the
No,
district board, divisional board, or the
No,
state board.
I'm not saying division board, district board, my lords. I have explained to your lordships the procedure which they are following. My lords, allow me to file it. If my lords are.
Mr. Rungta, the problem is we don't want to dilute the provisions of the Disabilities Act, which is going to further cause a major problem. We can't say as a general rule they must be subjected to a test.
My lords,
but yes, an appointing authority can always prescribe.
Would my lords ignore the disability assessment guidelines issued under the Act?
Mr. Rungta, please
issued under the Act.
Mr. Rungta, one second.
Yes.
Mr. Rungta, what you are proposing is all certificates issued under the Disability Act are null and void.
No, my lords. With respect, no, my lords.
That is what you are proposing?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely.
That's it?
Absolutely not.
That is
had I been proposing that, my lords, had I been proposing that, they would not have been eligible to participate even against reservation quota. I'm not saying so. I'm not saying so.
This order, that all certificates to be ignored, a fresh certificate to be obtained.
No, my lords, absolutely, it's not a certification.
Please look at the order.
No, I'm saying that ignore that the disability issuance of disability certificate, no problem. Let that authority.
What is the value of that certificate, Mr. Rungta? What is the value of that certificate if nobody is going to accept it?
My lords, allow me to file at least disability assessment guidelines that is under the Act.
Mr. Rungta,
provides that.
Mr. Rungta, it may be a different proposition that the appointing authority may have a second tier examination even though you possess a certificate.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not how the order
may have not may have, my lords. It is now mandatory in disability assessment guidelines.
Show us that.
My lords, this is a bulky document, my lords. Allow me to file it.
All right, file it.
I will do that. And I will file also civil service examination rules. My lords are saying that it is not there. I will file it.
For the respondent prays for some time to file an additional affidavit. Let the same be filed within how much time, Mr. Rungta?
Just a week's time.
1 week, list after 2 weeks.